Next up is team number 14. Starting out with the appetizer, which is described as an oyster trio. One of the oysters was flavored with a sweet Thai chili sauce, a little bit too sweet, a little bit overpowering on the sweetness on that component. The second item had seaweed presented with the oyster, and that was very nice. You had a nice, fresh, ocean-like bouquet which came through. Again, very pleasant on that particular component. Then the third item was presented with a mignonette, and that too was very pleasant on the palate, very nicely balanced, and again, overall nice presentation. One thing I'd like to mention on this particular plate, in terms of this type of a setting at a competition where we have multiple judges tasting the same dish, this item was rather difficult to taste with 3 oysters, each flavored differently. Again, it didn't give us a real clean opportunity for each of the 3 judges to taste each of the 3 pieces of oyster. So just something to keep in mind in terms of this particular type of a setting. Next up is the entree, the rabbit 3 ways with Israeli couscous. This was definitely an attention-getting plate, and kudos to you for putting this together. Let me start off with one critique, and that is to get some more color to the plate. Overall, again, nicely done, but a bit monochromatic. Reach for some fresh herbs. I think that'll be your easiest friend, to add a little hit of color and then also the accompanying flavor. I mean, overall, this was a relatively difficult technique, but it was well executed, and again, a plate well done. The next item from Team 14 was the dessert, which was a deconstructed opera cake. Again, you took on a pretty bold task here, and I think this one came out a little bit rougher around the edges, however. The chocolate component was a bit too sweet, a bit dense. The pudding component was a little grainy on the palate. The crepe, or I should say the sponge component was crepe-like. It was thick. It was dense. Overall, a bold attempt, a courageous attempt. Now, I like the idea of deconstructing food. It's a very interesting concept, and I think you have a good idea here. You just need to go back to the test kitchen and play with these components, and I think you can come up with something that'll work on the plate.